It's another beautiful day right here, and we are so excited to come on your way once again. This is Outnumbered, reaching you live and direct from the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Nigeria, on this beautiful Tuesday morning. My name is Ramsey Enoch, and of course, we are here to bring you to speed with the headlines for the day. And I have Bright and Michael right here. Good morning, Bright and Michael.
Good morning, Mr. Ramsey.
Good morning.
Michael. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Bright.
Well, let's bring you to speed with the headlines for the day, beginning from the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And I have this headline, which actually caught my fancy, and it's going to be the first that I will take this morning. Wike Kingibe in war of words. That's the Minister of FCT and the Senator representing FCT. Two writers to that story, and the first writer says that he is not working for FCT. Senator says. Kingibe is saying Wike is not working for FCT. Well, if you want to know why she has said that, just go through the Tribune newspaper. Then the second writer says, you won't return to Senate. Wike, right, replies, you won't return to Senate. Is it me you're talking to? All right, more still coming from the Nigerian Tribune, and right from the foreign scene, Trump has some immunity for official acts. U.S. Supreme Court rules. Details read on page 2. Then the big story says, a Borno bombing, death toll, now 32. Two writers to that story. Terrorist merchants must be stopped. ACF is the one saying that. Intensify effort in combating terrorism. Southern senators tell the federal government. And finally, we shall seek justice for the victims and bereaved. Northern senators are the ones saying that. More still coming from the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. INEC proposes 142 recommendations to improve electoral process. Just a writer to that story says it has no power to conduct local government elections, and details read on page 6 of the Tribune newspaper. No explosion in Zungeru power plant. Federal government is the one saying that, and the details read on page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune. Customs sees 844 rifles, 112,500 ammunition in Rivers Port. Details read on page 26. Someone may be wondering, why are they bringing this into the country? 844 rifles, then 112,500 ammunition coming into Port Harcourt, that's River State. Well, I don't know why, but then I think these are some of the things that should be traced to the bottom. Let's know why these weapons are coming into Nigeria. Details read on page 26. And finally, from the Nigerian Tribune this morning, federal government terminates Babagana Benin road contract. Details read on page 25. I saw that this morning and I was somehow excited. That's to say, what we always talk about here concerning supervision of contracts, at least is taking effect already, because these contracts were actually revoked and terminated because of non-execution. Probably someone has collected money a long time ago and the contract is been awarded and not been executed, and right now it's been terminated. So whoever have anything in his or her possession as far as these contracts are concerned should be returning it back to the coffer of the federal government. And that's going to be the size of the headlines from the Nigerian Tribune this morning, as I hand you over to Michael.
Thank you, Ramsey. We'll move straight to the point today. Above the header, the federal government revokes 870 billion naira road contracts. 2,270 projects suffer delay. That's on page 3. Kano plans appeal after losing 1 billion naira suit against federal government. Details on page 7. INEC lacks power to conduct local government elections. That's coming from Yakubu. Details on page 7. Borno bombing, death toll hits 32,000. 14 survivors discharged. That's coming from the death toll that has hit Borno bombing. We spoke about the death toll yesterday.
Yeah, it's actually 32 people dead already. 32, then 14 survivors discharged and discharged from the hospital already. So that's good news. Yeah. Because if they say someone is a survivor, then maybe that person at least was hit.
So the 21
by the bomb.
It was just they were just saying 21, but today is
More people are recovering now, so I think maybe
more death toll
more death.
increased from 21 to 32.
I guess maybe they were in a situation in the hospital before, so maybe it's out there.
Yeah, that's the 14.
Yes,
that's the 14 that were discharged. I think it's a good one. We pray that they recover quickly.
You can get the details on page 12. Now, the big story on the Punch today, above the head of Dangote fuel. Marketers fear high price petrol ahead of supply. I'll take that again. Above the head of Dangote fuel. Marketers fear high price petrol ahead of supply. You can get that details on page 21. We'll have two riders to the story. Crude price will determine cost of Dangote. PMS, Dapman, Ipeman, one for the government. Another rider, imported crude makes production cost higher. May affect petrol price. That is coming from Dangote. That's Dangote source. Imported crude makes production cost higher. May affect petrol price. That's coming from Dangote source. Remember we talked about the IOCs making sure they make crude available for Dangote for him to start disbursement of fuel.
What is the federal government doing about providing crude for Dangote?
I
think it can be cheaper for us.
If you remember, the last time we talked about it here, we were saying the federal government were even saying they are in talks with IOCs, and we're asking questions here. If the IOCs are more powerful than the federal government, because these are international oil organizations, companies working in Nigeria here, the likes of Shell, the Mobil, the Mobil, the Total, the Ajip, and the rest of them. So they are working in this country. They shouldn't hold Nigeria to ransom if we have our refineries now. But then the powers that be have been trying to ensure there is importation, because that is where they get so much. But then, nonetheless, when they supply Dangote, they can go on with the rest. All right, thank you.
All right, to move away from that story, Customs sees 18 billion naira firearms. Drugs from Turkey recover 844 rifles. That's details on page 14. Away from that, recapitalization, bank directors acquire 39 billion shares. You can get that details on page 21. 27 killed, others injured in Kano auto crashes. On a very sad note, details on pages 4 and 6. Now, the last story I'll take on the Punch today. Lagos Ogo top as internet users hit 164 million. Details on page 26. Do well to pick a copy of the Punch newspaper today. Over to you, Bright.
All right, thank you, Michael. Today I'll be taking the Daily Independence. On the Daily Independence today, we have Custom intercepts 844 rifles, 112,500 ammunitions in Rivers. Custom intercepts 844 rifles, 112,500 ammunition in Rivers. We have a writer to that story which says, Arrest 3. Custom Controller General vows that they will face the full wrath of the law. I thank God at least that they were able to arrest some of those people involved in the bringing of those rifles into the countries. Just imagine, what are they using those amount of ammunition and rifles to do in Rivers State? What is going on in Rivers State exactly? And another story here is Nigeria capital importation rose by 210% in Q1 of 2024. That's actually a good news on the part of the investment coming to the country. Actually, according to the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, they said that the money that has come into the country so far by investors has rose by 210%.
Well,
actually a very
that's
good one.
good.
That means investors are coming to the country. They're not just living, but new ones are coming. So that's a good one. The big story here today is that fight against terrorism must be total and uncompromising. That's from the ACF. Fight against terrorism must be total and uncompromising. There shouldn't be any, okay, I know this person from... You don't look at anybody. When it comes to terrorism, let's treat it head on, you understand, without looking at say, okay, this person is no, let's not cut corners. When we are talking about terrorism, it should be faced head on. Take the bull by the horn. Another story we have here today is INEC lists 142 recommendations to improve the electoral process. INEC lists 142 recommendations to improve the electoral process. We have another story here. Court dismisses Nnamdi Kanu's 1 billion naira lawsuits against federal governments. Another story we have here today is that unmanned aerial vehicle, not helicopter, crashed. NAF clarifies. I think there was a crash somewhere yesterday. Now, NAF is clarifying that it was an unmanned aerial vehicle, not helicopter crash. That was what NAF said. So I think with that, that's all I have for the independence paper today, for the Daily Independence.
All right, thank you very much, Bright, for those headlines. Unmanned area vehicle actually refers to drone. Okay, that is drone. It is called drone by the layman, but for the pilot and those who fly helicopter, fly a plane, call it unmanned area vehicle. That is a drone. All right, thank you very much. Let's get to the Nigerian News Direct, which is going to be the last. A banditry, Ogun police confirm attack on Shagamu Ijebu Ode Benin Road. Details read on page 6. Federal government inaugurate governing council institutions July 4th. Details read on page 5. We are on track to achieve 70% local content penetration. This is coming from NCDMBES. Details read on page 23. And finally, from the Nigerian News Direct this morning, federal government, this is the big story actually. A federal government terminates road contract over alleged non-performance. Like I said earlier, the contract is actually being terminated because there is non-performance, and details read on page 2. This headline actually is of an interest to me. I'm interested in it because it has to do with empowerment, and that's going to be the last that I will be taking. Lagos State government doing something very interesting. The headlines have different stories, but then the one on page 4 of the Nigerian News Direct says a Lagos government empowers 500,000 businesses with 10 billion naira, creates job for residents in 8 years. That's commendable.
Yeah, very commendable.
Lagos is doing this. If this is happening in all states of the Federation, it is going to go a long way. Isn't the unemployment that has bedeviled the society? A lot of people are roaming the streets, not having anything to do. Thank God for jobs online these days. All right, so that's going to be the size of the headlines from the Nigerian News Direct this morning. If any of the stories interest you, get to the vendors and pick a copy of any of the papers. Then you go through it for yourself. Let's go on a quick break. After this break, we'll return back again and we're hitting you with a big story. Why is the fight between Kingibe and Wike? We thought it's Fubara and Wike. Now it is the Minister of FCT and, of course, the Senator representing FCT. We'll bring you more details after this break. Don't go nowhere.
Follow us on our social media handles at Oweleketv. Visit our website at www.oweleket.tv for a thrilling journey. Oweleketv, rising star at the fairground.
Welcome back from that break. It is still Outnumbered live on your screen on this beautiful day. We are reaching you live on direct from the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Nigeria. Someone may be wondering, Ramsey sounding so excited this morning. I'm always excited, all right? But something is actually making me to laugh because the last time we checked, it was Fubara and Wike, and a lot of people were saying, hey, come on, you are out of River State. Allow River State to breathe. Now he's in FCT. Just yesterday, we began to hear a story about the exchange of words between Kingibe, the FCT minister from Labour, the FCT senator, from Labour Party, and of course, Wike, PDP, working for APC, or working with APC, not working for APC, he's working for the FCT residents. And what actually caused this problem is not something too big, if you ask me. That's what I will say. Not something too big. Because what she's complaining of is that FCT residents are not impressed, with what you are doing, Mr. FCT Minister. All right, Mr. Minister, the FCT residents are not satisfied with what you are doing. So what I expect is, maybe, number one, Wike was not okay with that statement. And Wike promised that she will not return as a senator in 2027. And she said he is not working for FCT people, all right? Meaning Wike is doing something else. Maybe some people felt, I remember during the 1 year in office of this administration, a lot of roads were actually being commissioned for the people of FCT. And some persons we heard from a grapevine, all right, people were rumoring it that Wike is running very fast to make sure this administration have something to present, all right. Then this morning we're hearing that Kingibe is saying FCT residents are not impressed. And Wike has said, well, you will not return in 2027. Is it Wike that will return Kingibe in 2027? That is when we talk of the powers that be. Is FCT now becoming more like River State? All right, Michael, I don't know what you think about this, but then, were you expecting there was going to be an exchange of words or fights between Kingibe and Wike? Or let me just ask, is this necessary?
It's not expedient because both politicians have recurrently lashed out on each other on several occasions. It's not the first time. Now, Wike is saying that her anger is stemming from his constant relationship and acquaintance with the former FCT minister, Philip Aduda, who was under the PDP. Remember that Kingibe is from the Labour Party. And Kingibe is saying that I've constantly sent him letters and he has sidelined me in the affairs of the FCT. The minister of the FCT and the senator representing the federal
But they are supposed to work together.
Together. You understand? For the betterment of the Federal Capital Territory.
The people, the residents, of course.
And in September 2023, Kingibe said Wike does not have the executive powers to issue threats of demolition of some, illegal structures in the FCT. Remember, we are supposed to work together, but he constantly sidelines me. And Wike is saying, is it because I'm close to have a relationship with Philip Ojuda, the former FCT minister? Is that what is actually? But then, from the inception of their office, we've seen that they've constantly lashed out at each other, being that she is from the Labour Party, and Wike has always been an ardent.
But let me ask, are we talking about the residents of FCT here, or we are talking about party? Because most times, what people don't understand, especially these people in politics, when they get there, you are not there because of yourself. Someone sent you there. Yeah. That's why I'm even surprised to hear Wike saying Kingibe will not return as a senator after
in 2027.
In 2027. Is it all about the people, or all about the party, or all about the individuals in politics?
I don't even understand why Wike would not respond to her letters, because this year January she also claimed that Wike has replied, has stopped rejecting. In fact, rejected accepting or even reading her letters amidst insecurity, lack of water in the FCT. I mean, I've sent letters from my office, official letters to you for we to tackle this, but you're not replying or responding. And we are supposed to work together. And why is even the presidency not intervening? If a minister of the Federal Capital Territory and the senator representing the same FCT are clashing, that means, of course, certain policies and plans of the government will not be implemented. Okay, if you did that showmanship, ostentatious things you did of going for that to build road. Is that the only thing we need in the FCT? What about other areas?
Who plies the road? All right, let me get to Bright. Bright has been nodding. All right, Bright, let me ask you a question now. I asked him one question, and I'm going to ask you the same question right now, because this thing is common in politics in Nigeria. When people get into the office, they forget about the reason why they are in that office, and you see people doing things to please godfathers, doing things, to please themselves and not the people. And some people are even more concerned about the political party because of the selfish reason of returning back. And you can see Wike talking back to Kingibe that she will not return in 2027. So what would you have to say about this? Is it all about the people, or all about the individuals or the party?
Okay, what I have to say about this, because I've been knowing it's quite an interesting story actually, because from what you said, your question you asked, you said if it's all about the people and if they are working to please a certain godfather or anything. According to what I have seen or what I have noticed so far in the FCT minister has been doing a fantastic job. Even though they are saying, he's trying to please his masters, trying to please those at the top there, so long as the citizens are the ones benefiting from those projects they are doing, he's trying to please. They are not stealing money to please people. They are
What?
doing projects to project the administration as a good administration. Those projects are selling the government. So those things he's doing. He's selling the government to the people. So what is he doing? He's doing a good job that will benefit the people. The people are singing his praises. If you go around town, everybody is singing Wike's praises.
You said something. You said to sell. You said to sell the government.
Yes.
So let's get this right now.
The best way to
is it the government? Is it sent there by the government so that he can sell the government and promote the government? Okay,
he was actually appointed as a minister. He was not voted for. He was appointed by the administration so that he will work for their own good.
Okay, work for the good of the person who appointed him.
Yes,
that
exactly.
is okay. You are
he
in
was
support.
not voted by the people. He was appointed. The president picked people that will help his administration because he would likely want to come back for a second term. So he will not pick people that will go and tarnish his image. You understand? That's why he said he will be doing assessment for all his ministers every quarter or so. He will be doing assessment for all his ministers. So I think this is why he put Wike there. For Wike to deliver.
Okay,
and Wike has been doing a very good job so far.
We're rounding up already. Can I ask you a question?
Boy, go and do this.
Yes, can I ask you a question?
So long as the people are feeling the
just a
dividends
minute.
of
Just
what
hold
he's
your
doing.
thoughts. Hold your thoughts for a minute. You said he's working basically to please the government and the person who brought him there. The person who brought him there.
He's doing the job. He's doing the job.
That's what you said.
No, he's doing the job.
Okay, what happened to the people? What's the benefit of the people?
For the people, so that the people will see that the government is working. He is the man that is reaching out to the grassroots. The federal government cannot reach out to the people grassroots. Wike is the one that they appointed there to reach out to those people.
So what's the function of the senator?
The senator is also doing. So that is where I find fault in what Kingibe is accusing Wike of. Course, I don't know why she cannot do her own without dragging.
I think
Wike into.
I think there's a misconception there because these two respective portfolios are meant to work in pari passu. They work simultaneously for the good of the FCT. If the FCT senator sends you a letter that, hey, there's rising security cases, lack of water.
What do we do about it?
What do we do about it? You're supposed to say, hey, wow, awesome, you're amazing. Let's deliberate on it and work together for the betterment of the people, because I am supposed to represent the people, not Tinubu. Remember the restive cases of kidnap in the FCT, Gwarimpa, for instance. Some estates there are some places that people have started paying more vigilantes, knowing that your security is in your hand. And this senator is saying, sir, with all due respect, let's put party differences aside and work for FCT. Is road construction the major thing that FCT needs right now? Whereas if you're trying to go from
when the roads are not even secured,
roads are not even secured. If you're trying to go from here to Nasarawa, some students were kidnapped in Nasarawa Polytechnic. The FCT environs that's safe.
Nasarawa State. That's not FCT.
Okay. You move from. I'm talking about neighboring states now, because
the situation of insecurity you are mentioning now is it's the responsibility of the federal government, because it's ravaging the entire country. All states are complaining of insecurity.
Hold on.
But right now, we all see Wike has not been quiet about it. Wike has not been quiet about insecurity in Abuja. It has been going around.
Right,
when you talk about Wike doing a fantastic job, I disagree with that.
But then, if you want to say the federal government should be the only one to handle insecurity, then it means you're wrong, because as a custodian, as an FCT of as a minister of FCT and senator of FCT, you should be concerned about the welfare of the people of FCT, and you should also be concerned about the security of the people in FCT.
Yes.
Well, this is going to be the size of the headlines and the big story for today. We're talking about the fight or the exchange of words, the disagreement, the disunity between the FCT minister and the FCT senator. The same FCT minister had issue in Rivers State with the present governor. Now it is with the senator of FCT. On the whole, I think something should be done so that it will not be problem all the time. But then, before you think about 2027, I feel we should think about the now, because the people need to be alive. before you even come into office in 2027, because if there are no people, there can't be leader. There must be people for you to lead them. Thank you very much for joining us on Outnumbered today. It's been a very wonderful and sweet time. Thank you, Bright. Thank you, Michael. And thank you, viewers, for being there. We'll come on your way again, and that's going to be same time, same station tomorrow. My name is Ramsey Enoch. Bye-bye.